Hey guys, MLP here. Gonna be doing reaction to Wright, MLP FIM Turnabout Storm Part 5 for now. Yeah, this is getting very interesting. So, it's like 2 hours and 30 minutes long for this one. Holy crap. So, let's just get to it. A 3, a 2, and a 1. I've only been working on my OCs, and thanks to Ponymaker, I made it so you can actually see it without the background.
The court is now back in session. Miss Trixie, were you able to gather this manager?
Yes, she is prepared. If you truly want this.
I'd like to hear how she found this peculiar stick.
She had to have been in the forest. And that means she may have done it. But
like she'll admit it.
She isn't a Pegasus. There's no way she could have manipulated that cloud.
Maybe you should have read the book or had Twilight read the book that she wrote a little note on. This isn't gonna end well.
Have we met before? You look strangely familiar.
Name and occupation.
You're really going to attempt to pin this on me, right? As you know, I've been watching the whole time, and I'm not impressed.
Don't ignore Trixie. State your name and occupation for the record.
Please be quiet. The grown-up is speaking. You have no right sticking your nose in the law.
What?
Even to me, it's a mystery how you managed to put yourself on that bench.
How dare you?
It must really hurt that vanity of yours. Looking in the mirror every morning, seeing nothing but a washed-up charlatan with revenge as your only form of closure.
Oh, I'm liking this.
When you think about it.
You!
Does this pony have something against Trixie, Phoenix?
Kinda.
Short answer, yes.
You see, I know everything there is to know about you, Trixie.
So
really?
That's actually kind of a flattering statement.
Oh, really now? Let's talk about poor little Trixie. Let's talk about how great and powerful you really are. Let's talk about what you really desire.
Revenge.
Because unlike everyone else, I know.
How did you...
I know what drives the real Trixie to do what she does. It has nothing to do with her last visit, as she's led many of you to believe. That was just the icing on the cake.
I figured.
The Trixie we see right now is nothing but a helpless phony taking on this egotistical persona to cover up her pitiful insecurities. Her real talent should be pretending. Smoke and mirrors.
Salt on the wound.
And I'm not talking about her little magic show.
Isn't this supposed to be about Phoenix, not about her?
Really pathetic.
Not complaining, but just saying.
Oh? Have you finally run out of arrogant lies?
Enough! I don't know, I think we're making progress. Witness, state your name and occupation for the record.
Sonata, former manager of the late Ace.
This is gonna be a tough battle.
Now where was I? Oh yes, right. You were accusing me of being in that forest based off a vague testimony given by a vague witness. That witness says she saw me by the forest? I say I was in my hotel room all night.
Liar.
Now that brings me to you, Wright. I believe you broke into my hotel room with that pink pony.
Look at her glasses
I
when she
wish to
talks.
press
It's so
charges
weird.
against you both immediately. Here are some detailed photographs of both of their prints all around my room. I'm sure if you compare them, you'll get matching results.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Yep.
Mr. Wright, is this true?
No. No.
I'll face the consequences of my actions later.
No. Right.
Dale
You
Fleck.
broke the law
That was
and
cute.
I want justice.
Just as Trixie stated earlier, it's an unrelated crime, just like Mr. Cruise Control's assault on me, and it shouldn't be brought up in the current case at hand.
Mr. Wright, I'm shocked you would do something like this.
But I didn't want to do it!
I can't simply let actions like this go unpunished. What's the prosecution's stance on this matter?
She doesn't look too hot.
Well, I suppose if there are no objections, Phoenix, Wright, and Pinkie Pie can face their charges in due time.
Oh, nice.
Score one for the good guys.
Whatever. See if I care. This outlandish accusation of yours is just going to fall flat on its face anyway.
Sonata.
Well, you're
Fluttershy
fun to
gave
be
a
around,
perfect
aren't you?
description of you carrying the stick near the forest on the night of the murder.
I'll say it again. I wasn't anywhere near the forest that night.
I've got to tie her into this somehow. Your Honor, I'd like to hear what Sonata was doing that night in further detail.
Now that I've seen Miss Sonata's appearance, the previous witness's description does seem to match up. Miss Sonata, please testify as to what you were doing the night of the murder.
If I must.
Maybe she cloned herself? It's possible.
I was settling in my hotel room after picking up some equipment for Ace. He wasn't at the hotel, so I figured he was practicing for the race. I went to bed and was woken up at 12 a.m. by the police knocking at my hotel room door. The police had informed me of Ace's fate. That witness must be mistaken. I wasn't anywhere near the forest that night. And I certainly wasn't carrying that golf club you keep waving around.
How did he know it was a golf club?
Oh, so you were in your hotel room while the murder occurred?
That is correct, Your Honor. That witness must have been seeing things because I didn't go anywhere near the Everfree Forest.
She's lying.
I hate to change the subject, but look at Trixie.
Yeah, I know that feeling all too
Sonata
well.
really got to her.
I feel kind of bad for her.
Well, no matter. I have to focus on breaking this testimony.
I was settling in my hotel room after picking up some equipment for Ace.
What kind of equipment?
Athletic equipment, knee pads, helmets, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
stuff like that.
He played all kinds of sports.
Speaking of
My
equipment,
family wants me to get into
any
sports,
clue
but I
as to
don't
why he
care
was
about
wearing the
sports.
lightning-proof suit that night?
He wore it all the time with a race coming up. The outfit is quite uncomfortable from what I'm told, and he practiced wearing it before the race to get used to the discomfort.
Do you have anyone
Makes
to
sense.
confirm you were shopping that day?
No, I don't.
Then this alibi of yours isn't looking too reliable at all.
How would you wish me to prove it? The store is quite busy with the race coming up. I doubt they'd remember one customer from a few days ago.
What about a receipt? You said you bought some items there. Without one, you could have been...
I have it
Everyone
right here.
throws the receipts out.
You didn't think
Oh,
I'd
never
come
mind.
unprepared, did you?
It says her items were rung in at 7:30 p.m.
She could have had someone
She was
else.
shopping a little before the murder. There's still a big enough time frame to put her in the forest.
He wasn't at the hotel, so I figured he was practicing for the race. I went to bed and was woken up at 12 a.m. by the police knocking at my hotel room door.
Weren't you concerned where he was?
I was his manager, not his babysitter.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't make an effort finding him. Especially with his big race coming up soon.
If you haven't noticed, I can't fly. There'd
You
be
can
no
teleport.
point wasting my time searching for him when I can only search on land.
Guess it would be a little hard to find someone who could fly while you're grounded. And what time did you go to sleep?
8:30.
And that's around the time he was killed. If she really wasn't...
Yeah, but it
important
takes
that
everyone
day,
forever
she
to
has
fall
be lying
asleep.
here.
The police had informed me of Ace's fate.
How did you react to his death?
I cried.
You... cried?
Yes, it's a complex secretomotor phenomenon.
Yeah, we
characterized
get
by
it,
shedding
Twilight,
tears
you
from the
little
lacrimal
nerd.
apparatus without any irritation of the
Nerdicorn.
ocular structures.
I know what crying is. I just can't see her crying.
Like I said to you earlier, I got over it quickly. Those police
I'm
who
the
came to
same
my door
way.
can confirm this as well.
I've got to
I
ask
think
them
she
if
might have
the cures were
autism
made
too.
out of icicles.
That witness must be mistaken. I wasn't anywhere near the forest that night.
Autism sucks.
The witness is not mistaken.
Mr. Wright, this same witness had a problem with her testimony yesterday. What makes you think she is not wrong this time?
Because she identified you perfectly under Luna's light. I doubt with her secluded lifestyle she's ever seen you before that point.
Yep.
Ace was famous. She could have read a newspaper like Equestria Daily. I've had my picture published in there several times. Who knows? Maybe she's just describing me to shift the blame off her friend.
You really think Fluttershy's one to lie?
Why not? Didn't you accuse her of perjury just yesterday, right? Since the prosecution doesn't seem to be up to speed, can you please put a stop to Mr. Wright's baseless claims against me, Your Honor?
Oh,
Yes,
Trixie.
I must stop this line of questioning about the previous witness's credibility.
It's alright. I just wanted a little more information. Time to go in for the coup de grace.
Coup de grace?
And I certainly wasn't carrying that golf club you keep waving around.
How did you know the golf club?
Sonata, I'm very curious.
About what?
This stick. You claim you weren't carrying it.
And I'll say again, I wasn't.
But you called it a golf club.
But what I find odd here is what you called it in your testimony. I certainly wasn't carrying that golf club you keep waving around. Sonata, this stick looks nothing like a golf club, nor has anyone referred it to one during the duration of the trial.
Pinkie Pie
It
did.
was a golf club at one time. You're correct about that.
This thing is a golf club? Oh, my apologies, but I really don't see it.
That's because the end was broken off, Your Honor. I have reason to believe this strange metal object I found on the scene of the crime is the missing piece.
It does resemble a golf club if that piece were to be put on the end of the stick.
But right now, it's nothing but a dilapidated stick. Tell us, Sonata, how did you know this was a golf club?
Do you think you're some sort of knight in shining armor, come to save the day?
No, that's Cadence's butt buddy.
Because you're not. You're just another bottom-feeding defense attorney pointing out trivial details.
Ooh, and you look like a high-class fashion designer who always dresses in style.
Mr. Wright has pointed out a crucial flaw. How did you know this mangled stick was a golf club?
Defense attorneys fabricate the most interesting little fairy tales to protect criminals.
You know, something's wrong when a talking unicorn accuses you of telling fairy tales.
Miss Sonata, please answer the question.
I was mistaken. I have seen this stick before, as a golf club. Remember I said I was shopping for sports equipment that day? I
Yeah.
saw a golf club at the store with the same unique handle shape. Namely, that P on the end of it, like the one you're holding.
You saw it at the store?
But Pinkie Pie made it.
Yes. Like I said, he's just admirably trying to defend a murderer. Oh. did I say
So, there's a
admirably?
flaw.
I meant shamefully.
I just got the strangest sense of deja vu.
What do you mean?
Her phony baloney excuse reminded me of another case.
You can prove she didn't see the golf club at the store?
Yeah, just watch me.
Why do they always have their tails wag?
Your Honor,
It's a little
you could
cute,
not
but
have seen this golf club at the
confusing.
store.
Really?
Yes, and I have proof.
Do go on. Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
You see, Sonata couldn't have seen this golf club because it's one of a kind.
Yep.
Huh?
Pinkie Pie made it.
Let me introduce the court to the Pinky Iron Mark V, the very first innovation patented by a one Pinkamena Diane Pie.
Oh, right. That was Pinky's golf club.
I see. Wait a minute. If it's her first invention, what happened to Mark 1 through 4?
Never mind that.
Yeah,
Point
Pinkie Pie
is,
is...
it's
Yeah.
impossible for Sonata to have seen this club in the store, because it was crafted by Pinkie Pie and lost in the forest when she tried giving it a test run. Not only does this prove Sonata here couldn't have seen the club at the store, but also, the only time she could have seen it whole was in the forest after Pinkie lost it.
Yep. Ooh, that's awesome.
May I also remind you, Sonata, she lost
She
it in
finally
the forest
broke.
a week ago, while you only arrived in Ponyville 3 days ago. The only place you could have seen it whole was the Everfree Forest.
Miss Sonata, explain this!
I finally broke her. Let's see how she talks her way out of this one.
She's gonna think of something, isn't she?
Actually, I don't need to say anything.
I'm afraid you do. The defense has proven that you've seen this golf club while it was still one piece.
But do you remember why I was dragged in here? All because of that other witness. Let's not beat around the bush, shall we? It's obvious you're trying to say I was in the forest that night. Right? Right? Then tell me, why didn't Fluttershy see me leave? She said she saw me walking towards Ponyville, but testified yesterday she saw nothing leave the forest at all.
There has to be some explanation.
Teleportation.
You're trying to plant me in that forest based on her testimony. Therefore, you need an explanation as to why she didn't see me leave.
The broken golf club should be enough proof. Gilda confirmed it.
Okay, I'll humor you. Let's assume I was near the forest. Not in it, just near it.
Okay.
Since we are to disregard Fluttershy's testimony as she didn't see me leave, who is to say Rainbow Dash or Gilda didn't carry the golf club and I found it there? I don't believe picking up a stick is a crime.
Well, she does bring up some valid points.
Yeah, but
right?
why did you pick it up?
I can't allow you to continue accusing her if you cannot provide stronger evidence she was inside that forest. But your client's verdict has been handed down, and unless you're willing to provide a substantial amount of evidence against this manager to convince me otherwise, I won't hesitate to end the trial right now.
Oh boy.
What do I do?
Actually, Phoenix, I think I know how she did it. But I could be wrong.
How?
It's highly unlikely, but Sonata could have teleported.
Teleported?
Well, yeah, all unicorn.
But like
Well, the
I
most
said, it's
gifted
very
can.
unlikely. It's a very advanced unicorn spell. Not many unicorns even know how to do it. Unicorns like Trixie and I can perform it without as many repercussions since our cutie marks specialize in magic.
I actually think she does know it.
You think this witness knows how to teleport, Mr. Wright?
Everyone can
These
eavesdrop?
pictures of a book I
I thought they
found
were
in her
whispering
hotel
to each
room.
other.
Hey, you can't confirm that book belongs to me!
Would you like to go through the arduous process we went through yesterday to prove it does? Knowing what it will reveal, I have a feeling you don't.
Does that book belong to you, witness?
Yes, it does.
What are you doing? Why don't you tell every pony about her blackmailing?
Because she obviously doesn't want it revealed. I can use it to make her sing like a canary. Guess you should have thought about that before trying to get me arrested.
Force her to tell the truth about the smaller details, and eventually they'll start piling up on her. Good thinking, Phoenix.
It's no good to us anyway until we get her in the forest. Her blackmailing won't really help us on why Ace was killed.
Right, Miss Sparkle, can you please stop whispering over there and tell us about this book?
Sorry, Your Honor. This is an advanced spellbook.
Yes,
You can find
Twilight,
a
not you.
teleportation spell inside. It proves Sonata could have escaped the forest without using the entrance.
But these pages, Mr. Wright, I can't make a lick of sense out of them.
Because they're pony
I'm not
language.
familiar with these characters.
We have a magically adept unicorn with an astute mind for the subject right here to confirm if there's a teleportation spell in this book. Twilight Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle, can you please confirm if there is a teleportation spell in this book as Mr. Wright claims?
She's gonna say yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Objection! No, you don't!
Eh?
Her decoding what it says would be biased.
Hey! I won't lie!
Sorry, but this court can't take that chance. You being friends with the defense completely
Trixie's
ruins
gonna,
your
isn't she?
credibility.
Any other suggestions?
We could get a professor from Canterlot's Magic Academy to confirm it.
That's not gonna happen.
It shouldn't take long once I find the spell. I'll just have Spike send a copy of the inscription from the book to the Academy.
That won't be enough time.
Very well. I'll grant a short recess for the defence to analyse this book in the photograph and give time for Miss Sparkle to gather her findings.
Yeah, I guess you do have time. Okay.
The spell Twilight Sparkle located in the book was indeed the relocation spell. It was also verified by the head professor in Canterlot's main magic academy.
So there is the possibility she may have teleported from the forest.
So what? The spell is in my book, but you can't prove
I bet she used a
actually
flash
know
spell on
this
Apple
spell.
Bloom too.
I don't know how to execute it.
You're saying you don't know how to teleport?
If I owned a book on quantum physics, would that mean I had a master's degree in quantum physics?
Good point.
Good point.
Hey, I actually own a great, insightful book on quantum physics, and I don't mean to brag, but I know a lot about quantum physics.
Oh my god,
I
you're
study
such a
it
nerd.
regularly. You never know when you might need quantum physics to get you out of a jam. It's a really fascinating subject, and I take great pride and passion in...
No one cares.
Sorry.
Many unicorns like me have a hard time executing that rare spell. A good percentage just don't have it in them to do it. It's even more
I bet you
difficult for
can,
one
you're just
such as
lying about it.
myself, as my talent isn't magic like the defense's co-counsel and the prosecution. And besides that, even if I was able to teleport... Riddle me this, Wright. If you're claiming I teleported, why would I not teleport back to my hotel room?
That's too far.
Huh?
If you're accusing me of secretly being in the forest, why would I compromise everything by teleporting near Fluttershy's abode, leaving myself exposed and vulnerable, not being able to use magic?
You do what now?
Since you seem a great deal ignorant to this, perhaps your co-counsel would like to explain this spell in a little more detail, as she seems to be an expert on it.
Okay, it works like this. When performing a teleportation spell,
This
you
kitty
need
mark
3 things.
is
A mental
the
image of
flower?
your destination, stalwart concentration, and natural magic talent. A less talented unicorn could learn the teleportation spell and perform it well enough to make one big jump from deep inside the forest to almost anywhere in Ponyville, but their magic would be completely diminished afterwards.
So what you're saying is, if you were guilty of being in the forest that night and didn't want to be caught...
Why would I teleport right in front of Fluttershy's house, out in the open, so she could potentially catch me, and not to my hotel room? Do I look that stupid?
I hate to say it, but she's right. If she really did teleport, why would she make her destination out in the open?
The limits on teleportation are you can only jump to places you've seen with your own eyes. It doesn't make any sense she'd teleport to somewhere she'd get caught.
And we know Sonata must have been in that hotel room beforehand. She was Ace's manager. There's got to be some explanation for this.
Seeing as you do not have any proof as to why Fluttershy didn't see me leave the forest, may I please go now? I've had enough of this 3-ring circus you call a trial.
That attitude. Yeah.
Miss Trixie, may I ask what is so funny?
I thought I shut you up earlier.
Butcher.
It's just that Trixie knows of a reason why this witness didn't teleport all the way back to her hotel room.
To not get
You
caught.
do? But why are you...
Why are you helping the defense?
Because you piss her off,
You
dumbass.
need to be taught some manners, you impudent hussy. No pony, and I mean no pony, disrespects the great and powerful Trixie.
This is exactly why she shouldn't be prosecuting.
Looks like the Trixie we all know and love is back.
But why is she helping us?
I don't think she's doing it to help us, more so to defend her pride. Either way, I'm not complaining. Let's just see where this goes.
Miss Trixie, you have an idea as to why the witness here didn't teleport all the way back to the hotel?
Trixie certainly does, Your Honor. During Trixie's extravagant magic show, the grand finale involves teleportation. Trixie would use her magnificent, unrivaled powers to teleport behind the audience, letting off a display of fireworks and other grand visuals to put the crowd in a state of sheer awe.
Well, aren't you special?
Since the advent of a lavender loser, Trixie has received some tough crowds. Yeah, Trixie's talking about you, Twilight Snarkle. You and your stupid bangs.
Twilight Snarkle?
I know, it's the worst insult I've ever heard. And what's worse is she keeps attacking my bangs. What's wrong with my bangs? They match my tail.
I don't know. I actually thought your fringe looked kind of cute.
Trixie has had tomatoes and an assortment of other fruit and vegetables tossed at her during her show.
Oh, of course.
Huh?
I know where Trixie is going with this.
Care to enlighten me?
Just listen.
During one of her shows, Trixie was preparing for her teleportation finale when a wretched apple hit Trixie and interrupted her.
And then what happened?
Trixie ended up in the middle of the crowd instead of behind them.
What? How does that work?
When a unicorn loses focus of a teleportation spell while channeling magic, as Dorky Bangs mentioned, results will be random. You'll end up anywhere between point A and B. Trixie isn't saying that sad excuse of a unicorn on the stand bumbled it up, though. Just that it's a possible explanation for why she ended up where she did.
Don't believe this. You're doing everything wrong!
Speaking of wrong, the ball is in your court now. Whether that's what happened or not is for you to prove.
I'm still a little shocked Trixie just did that.
Well, don't piss her off.
But it's useless unless we can prove something interrupted Sonata while she prepared to teleport.
How can we prove something like that? I've been looking through our evidence and I don't see a thing.
Actually, I think I got
The
it.
stick?
Your Honor, I think I know what could have startled Sonata.
Oh wait, the stick wasn't.
Mr. Wright?
The answer is obvious. It was the lightning bolt.
Oh, that makes sense. That sound would have startled anyone, especially if they were in a dark, spooky forest at the time.
Exactly.
You sure you want to suggest that, Mr. Wrong? The first lightning bolt struck at 8:40, meaning Sonata would have a perfect alibi. She would have been preparing to leave the forest before any of the lightning struck. That is, if you're really trying to pin this on her.
What about the second one?
We've been through this, Trite. 3 witnesses testified to not hearing it. We can still see, without a doubt, that lightning bolt did not make a
I'm back. Sorry about that. No privacy.
sound that night. But if you would like to suggest that the first lightning bolt startled her, Trixie's all fine and dandy with that.
It seems Sonata has a tighter alibi than before.
That can't be! Just look at her! She's sweating bullets right now!
If you had a Neanderthal with a goofy haircut and an evil purple-shaded nerd lobbing false accusations at you, would you be sitting there with a happy smile on your face?
She has a point, right?
This is such a glorious day for Trixie. Trixie has finally exacted her revenge on Twilight Snarkle, had a dangerous criminal banished, and put the stupid four-eyed bimbo in her place.
She
Can
doesn't
you
have
say
glasses
hat
on.
trick?
Oh, her.
It's a good thing Trixie had confirmation of that first bolt. Otherwise, all this wouldn't have been possible.
I got it! I know what startled Sonata here. Not only that, but I can clear up another mystery, too.
Please do go on, Mr. Wright.
Let's think back to yesterday. We had a certain little witness confirm the time of the first bolt for us.
Oh, you mean that cute filly?
Yep.
Yes, Your Honor. Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom was lost in the forest for quite some time, when all of a sudden, she bumped into something.
We've already concluded that was irrelevant information, though.
Not exactly. Because I think the thing Apple Bloom bumped into is right there on the stand.
Oh, I thought it was the hippogriff. I mean, the griffin.
Let's bring ourselves back to that
Not
night.
Gilda, but the other one.
Apple Bloom was lost in the forest and bumped into something she couldn't see, making it jump from what she described. Suddenly she sees a large flash of light she thought was lightning, but was actually the teleportation spell.
Ah.
Looks like he found you out.
Sonata was preparing to teleport to the hotel room, no doubt. But she was startled by Apple Bloom bashing into her out of nowhere and lost her focus. Apple Bloom ended up being an unintentional stowaway during Sonata's incomplete teleportation spell. The interruption sent them both not to Sonata's
Clever.
room, but right near Fluttershy's cottage. That's why Fluttershy didn't see Apple Bloom leave the forest. Sonata brought her out by teleporting. Drained after using an advanced spell and being next to a blind, disoriented filly, Sonata had no choice but to run eastward with a golf club in her mouth. Apple Bloom, however, walked home to Sweet Apple Acres in the south.
This is ridiculous. You have no proof I did this.
No point in denying it anymore. We all know you were in that forest, Four Eyes. So why don't you be a good little pony and come clean? All we need is possibility. Unless you care to explain where you've seen that golf club before?
This also explains how the filly escaped the forest undetected.
Exactly. This is the best explanation we have.
You're caught, Sonata. Time to face the music. What were you doing in the forest that night?
I refuse to testify. I reserve the right to remain silent in any case where my testimony could lead to self-incrimination.
Oh, please. Perhaps Trixie can once again enlighten every pony. You see, our sophisticated-looking business pony here has a gloomy secret. Trixie's brilliant mind was able to find this out yesterday, after the conclusion of the analysis of that filthy griffin feather.
This has to do with why she was in the forest?
Yes, it does. Little Miss Sonata here is a dirty blackmailer.
No!
What? Wait, you knew about that?
Of course Trixie knew. Why do you ask, Mr. Wrong?
I was kind of saving that information for my ace in the hole.
Too late, Trixie beat you to it. Trixie knew those pictures of rainbow trash had something to do with this. So Trixie simply asked the local developers for a record of their clients.
Why didn't I think of that?
And they told Trixie it was you, Four Eyes. Trixie simply connected the dots to why this manager of an undefeated athlete would develop pictures like those. She and the victim were in cahoots with each other, blackmailing rainbow trash and probably many more throughout the late Mr. Swift's career.
Might I ask, if the prosecution and defense knew about this, well, why didn't they bring it up sooner?
Trixie could have spoken for Mr. Wrong, but she didn't, because the situation didn't call for it. Trixie didn't believe there was a way this witness could have been in the forest, but we seem to have proven otherwise.
And I couldn't because, she was blackmailing me.
You let her blackmail you? Wow, you really are a loser.
Takes one to know one.
Sonata, were you blackmailing the defense's client?
No, I wasn't. I would never do anything like that.
These papers say otherwise. I found all these in Sonata's hotel room, and this particular letter, blackmailing my client, matches Sonata's writing.
There you have it. Trixie has used her brilliance to triumph over a snide liar.
Miss Sonata, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Taking advantage of others like that? You're despicable.
Spare me. You've finally proven I was in the forest and that I was blackmailing your client. But that hardly makes me a murderer.
We'll see about that. Let's hear what you were doing in the forest that night.
There's no escaping either. You've already cast too much suspicion over yourself to just waltz out of here. Oh, and Mr. Wrong.
Great.
What?
Let Trixie make one thing crystal clear. Trixie still knows for a fact Rainbow Trash is the true culprit of this crime.
Then why did you...
Because Trixie needs the correct facts before she can properly prosecute that rainbow loser. In fact, this whole blackmail revelation sets that motive you so desperately wanted before.
Okay.
Rainbow Trash killed him because the cheater and his bimbo manager were blackmailed.
Gee, here I thought she was just being nice.
Whatever. I wasn't planning on leaving anyway. I'll tell you why I was in there that night, and show you why it still doesn't matter.
Okay.
Don't sit there so comfortably, Wright. This is far from over.
Okay.
And Trixie?
Just so you know, I'm gonna be coming for your ass. You ever feel the cool steel of a switchblade pressed against your temple?
Just thought I'd reiterate that in case it wasn't clear enough.
Oh, thank you. Trixie gets that a lot.
That wasn't a compliment, Trixie.
If only I had that type of confidence. Of Trixie's. Or just a little bit of confidence would be great.
No point in hiding it. Ace and I were blackmailing Rainbow Dash. We ordered her to meet in the Everfree Forest. I got there long before Ace, and I hid in some foliage near the meeting place. Rainbow Dash showed up and made negotiations with Ace. She declined and flew up high, hitting a storm cloud she put there in foresight. I watched as a lightning bolt hit Ace directly on one of the exposed parts on his suit. It sent him flying a few feet, as the prosecution stated. I got out of the forest as fast as I could. That is all that happened. This changes nothing.
This still doesn't explain why you took the golf club.
I still deny touching that. I only saw it on the crime scene.
You aren't too smart, are you?
And you took something off
You
the
were the
crime
last
scene.
pony in there, and it was found outside the forest.
Not to mention you're the only suspect. There's no way Fluttershy could have seen the handle before that point, other than when she saw you walking with it.
Then maybe she's the one who took it out. You said your pink accomplice lost the accursed thing in that forest a week ago. Therefore, Fluttershy could have witnessed her lose it. The forest is near her cottage, after all. Though she saw me going towards town, there is a large time frame where she was alone. You have no way to tie me to that golf club other than what she claims she saw. I was simply in the forest to oversee our deal with Rainbow Dash, who I then witnessed kill Ace.
Who does she think she's fooling?
Phoenix? I don't mean to interrupt you, but...
But what?
There's something that rubs me the wrong way about the testimony she gave.
Huh? There is? What is it?
Call it intuition. I think it has something to do with what I found yesterday.
I better look through the evidence Twilight gave me.
Well, stop here.
No point.
Well, that was my reaction to this first part of part 5. So yeah, hope you guys like direction, and have a nice day, and we'll definitely see some more. And not really sure what else to say, so have a nice day.